How are you today, Mr. Barry?
There we are, Mr. Barry.
Joel woke up to a surprise. His car was wrecked. He had no idea how it happened. Confused, he stepped outside and noticed the car parked next to his. Without any proof or confrontation, he simply left a thank you note on it, half sarcastic and half hopeful. Thinking maybe the owner would come forward, he headed to the train station just like any other workday, but something felt off. Instead of taking his usual train, he suddenly decided to board the one going in the opposite direction. He had no destination in mind, he just wanted to go somewhere else. When he arrived, he called in sick to work. He didn't want to deal with the day. Instead, he ended up at a quiet beach, sitting by the shore. Joel pulled out his journal, one he hadn't touched in ages. Oddly, he noticed some of the pages were torn out. Still, he started a fresh entry, writing about the strange start to his day. Suddenly, something stirred in him. He remembered a treasure he'd once buried as a kid on that very beach. He started digging, half laughing at himself for acting on such a random memory. That's when he noticed a woman watching him. He didn't know who she was, but she seemed interested in him. Trying to shake her off, Joel left the beach and walked into a nearby coffee shop. But there she was again, already sitting across from him like she'd been waiting. She added a strange liquid to her coffee and drank it without blinking. Joel watched her closely, unsure what to make of her. She looked free-spirited, unpredictable, dangerous even. And yet, in his journal, he wrote something simple and bold. I think I fell in love with her. Days later, Joel spotted her again at the train station. He was about to walk away when he saw her wave at him. Surprised, he waved back. They got on the train together. She sat next to him and started a conversation, as if they'd known each other for years. Her name was Clementine. She was chatty, quirky, and full of energy. Joel was quiet, awkward, and unsure how to keep up. She said she felt like they'd met before, maybe at a bookstore they both frequented. Joel didn't recall, but she claimed she changed her hair color so often that he might not have recognized her. Joel told her she was moving too fast. She was already too comfortable around him, and it made him nervous. He eventually left her and tried to go on with his day, but fate had other plans. Later that night, he saw her walking alone. He offered her a ride. She accepted. When they reached her place, she invited him in for a drink. Joel hesitated, unsure about everything that was happening. Clementine asked questions about his life, but Joel claimed it was boring. Out of nowhere, she made a bold offer. Too much, too soon. Joel politely excused himself and drove home. Still, he couldn't stop thinking about her. He called her the next day and they went out again, this time to a frozen lake. Clementine convinced him to lie down and stargaze. Joel opened up for the first time in a long while. When the night turned into morning, she didn't want to go back home. She asked if she could come to his place instead. Joel agreed, but as Clementine ran inside her house to get some things, a stranger knocked on Joel's car window. "Need help?" he asked, before walking away. Something felt off. Joel returned home, only to notice a van parked outside. He ignored it and collected his mail. His neighbor, Frank, asked if he had Valentine's Day plans with Clementine. Joel brushed it off and went inside. He took a pill from one of the packages he received. Then, everything went dark. He fainted. Two men from the van, Stan and Patrick, entered his house with strange equipment. They were from Lacuna Incorporated, a company that specialized in erasing memories. Just a few days earlier, Joel had told his friends Rob and Carrie how he had prepared a Valentine's Day surprise for Clementine, only to see her with another guy, completely ignoring him like she didn't even know him. Carrie told him Clementine could be impulsive, and maybe it was time to move on. Rob then pulled out an envelope from a drawer and handed it to Joel. Inside was a letter from Lacuna Inc., informing him that Clementine had chosen to erase him from her memory. The note advised Joel not to contact or mention their relationship to her. Shocked and heartbroken, Joel went to Lacuna himself. Mary, the receptionist, asked him to fill out a form. He was soon led to Dr. Howard, who explained that Clementine wanted to forget their relationship and start fresh. Joel, hurt but curious, agreed to undergo the same procedure. He gathered all the items that reminded him of Clementine: photos, gifts, notes, and brought them to Lacuna. Dr. Howard introduced him to Stan, the technician who would perform the memory mapping. Joel was asked to recall his relationship from beginning to end, while Stan created a map of those memories. As Joel went under, the erasure began. The first memory to disappear was the last one: Clementine coming home late, confessing she wrecked his car. Joel accused her of sleeping with someone else to get attention. Hurt, she left. Outside of Joel's mind, Patrick, the guy who knocked on Joel's car, told Stan he was now dating Clementine. She didn't remember Joel at all, and Patrick had been using the erased memories to win her over. Inside Joel's head, he could hear the voices from the real world. Stan and Patrick talking, laughing. Joel realized what was happening. He started jumping through memories, trying to escape their deletion. Memory after memory fell apart, his happiest moments with Clementine vanishing into the void. In one of the memories, Clementine talked about having a baby. Joel didn't think she was ready. Even in those fake memories, they still had real conflicts. Mary and Stan, both employees at Lacuna Inc., arguing over something while doing a memory erasing procedure. After their little spat, Mary tries to lighten the mood by pouring Stan a drink and making a toast. For poor Joel, who's currently having memories of his ex-girlfriend Clementine wiped from his mind. As the procedure continues, Joel finds himself reliving a memory where he and Clementine were out having dinner. But something strange happens. He hears Clementine on the phone, talking to someone else. That person is Patrick, one of the Lacuna employees working on Joel's case. Joel watches the scene unfold and tries to get a clear look at the man Clementine is with, but he can't see his face. In the real world, Patrick asks Stan if he can leave early. He's planning to meet Clementine, who, unknown to her, had her memories of Joel erased and is now dating Patrick. Stan agrees, and Mary doesn't seem to mind either. She even looks a bit too comfortable with Patrick. Back in the memory, Joel hears Patrick calling Clementine Tangerine, a name Joel used to call her. This hits hard. Stan explains to Mary that Patrick stole the name and details from Joel's journal, which he had access to during the procedure. Now at Clementine's place, Patrick finds her crying and offers to take her to the frozen lake, an important memory Joel shared with her. Before they leave, Patrick quickly flips through Joel's journal to learn more about that day. He even gives her a gift Joel had originally picked out. Clementine, unaware of the truth, thanks him for the thoughtful gesture. Meanwhile, inside his mind, Joel desperately tries to hold on to the memory of the frozen lake. He knows this one matters. As the memory starts to fade, he clings to it, wishing it would stay. The moment slips away, but Joel refuses to give up. He takes Clementine's hand inside his mind and begins running, dragging her through different memories, trying to hide her from the erasure. Eventually, Joel finds himself face to face with the doctor from Lacuna. He begs him to stop the process, but the doctor says there's nothing they can do anymore. Joel also sees Patrick in the office and realizes he's the one who's stealing his life with Clementine. Joel tells the doctor that Patrick is using stolen memories to win her over. Out in the real world, Patrick continues to follow Joel's footsteps from the journal, repeating things Joel once said to Clementine, but something feels off. Clementine suddenly wants to go home, sensing that the connection isn't real. Back in Joel's mind, Clementine urges him to wake up. Joel tries, not believing it's possible, but surprisingly, it works. He wakes up inside his dream and tells her it worked. She asks him to take her somewhere no one can find them and stay there until morning. Joel remembers a time from his childhood, and suddenly they're inside that memory. Rain starts falling inside the house. Clementine plays the role of his neighbor, and he curls up under the table crying for his mom. In the real world, Stan hears the machine beeping. It's stopped. Mary panics, and Stan, unsure what to do, calls the doctor, Howard, who rushes over to Joel's apartment. Back inside Joel's head, he tells Clementine that Patrick is pretending to be him. Meanwhile, the real Clementine is driving Patrick back home, clearly upset. When Howard arrives, he confronts Mary about being there. She tries to explain herself, but he focuses on fixing the process. Joel and Clementine are now taking a bath in the kitchen sink, trying to hide in another memory. As Howard finds the correct memory, Clementine disappears, and Joel starts to drown. In real life, Joel jerks awake. Shocked by what's happening, Howard gives him a sedative to calm him down. Stan gets the machine working again. Joel continues to resist, running through memory after memory, doing whatever he can to protect Clementine, but the system keeps pulling him away and deleting more moments. Eventually, the memories begin to collapse, one by one. While taking a break outside, Stan sees Mary and Howard getting close. Mary ends up kissing Howard, but he tells her they can't do this. Stan, watching them from afar, honks the car horn to warn them. Howard's wife just arrived. Howard's wife sees them and lashes out, hitting Stan in anger. She then confronts her husband, and Mary tries to take the blame, but the wife drops a bomb. This isn't the first time Mary and Howard have crossed the line. In fact, Mary had her memories of Howard erased in the past. Devastated and confused, Mary goes back to the office. She searches through files and finds her own case file. Inside is a cassette. She listens to it and hears herself talking about being in love with Howard and how he convinced her to have those memories erased. As the memory erasure reaches its final stages, Joel finds himself in the moment when he first met Clementine. They're on the beach, and she makes the first move to talk to him. It's clear they clicked from the start. She later sneaks into a beach house acting impulsively, but Joel remembers how he once walked away from her craziness. This time, though, he doesn't want to leave her. He wants to stay. As the house falls apart around them, Joel tells Clementine he loves her. She smiles and asks him to stay with her until the end. One by one, his memories flash before his eyes, and the screen fades. In the real world, Howard closes his laptop. The procedure is over. Stan packs up, removes the equipment, and cleans up. Joel wakes up the next morning unaware of everything that's happened. Stan leaves to find Mary, but she's already decided to leave Lacuna. She's packing up her things and tells Stan about what she discovered. Stan admits he had a feeling something was going on between her and Howard, but he didn't know the full story. He also confesses he truly loved her. Mary leaves anyway with all the files in her car. Later, Clementine goes to pick up her things from Joel's place. As she's walking out, she finds a letter. It's from Mary. In it, Mary explains everything about how Lacuna erased people's memories, including her own. Inside is also a cassette. Clementine plays it, and both she and Joel are stunned when they hear Clementine talking about Joel, even though she shouldn't remember him. The moment gets tense. Joel pulls over and tells Clementine to leave. She goes home only to find Patrick waiting for her. She tells him off and shuts the door. Eventually, Clementine returns to Joel's place. She runs into their neighbor, Frank, and heads upstairs. Joel is listening to the tape and learning the harsh things Clementine once said about him. She hears it too and feels hurt. She gets up to leave, but Joel stops her. He tells her they don't know each other now. They're strangers, but maybe they can start over. It's crazy, but they laugh together. In the final scene, they're back on the beach, where it all began, and this time they've decided to give love another chance. And to give another nice recap a chance, I suggest you click my recommendations on the right next. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to return to the lounge in future. As always, grab your popcorn, enjoy yourself, and see you soon, my friend.